Hey guys, welcome to Rosie's Rosette Spot. In this episode I'll be teaching you how to make these Christmas tree cake pops. Figure the decorations are already at the shops. I'm pretty inspired to do something a little Christmassy. So I've got some cake crumbs here that I'm crumbing between my fingers to make them nice and fine. And I'm adding in my white chocolate ganache, and that'll be our gluing agent. And then just using a teaspoon to fold it in, press it down so it's all clumping together. And once it looks nice and dry, I'll start using my hands. I add a little bit of extra ganache here, 2.5 tablespoons exactly. And you should be able to roll them and they should look nice and smooth. I'm going to take about 90 grams worth of the batter and start shaping it between my hands. So I'm just pinching it at the top and shaping it with my palm. Then I put onto some parchment paper so it doesn't stick to my counter and just roll it between my hands. Bit of a pinch here and there to help shape it, and then make sure the top is nice and pointy. Add your cake pop onto a cake board with some ganache to help stick it on, and then we'll put that into the fridge for about 10 minutes just to firm up. Then I've taken my ganache, divided it into 2 different bowls, and I'm using some edible coloured powder to colour that in. Then we'll set that in the fridge for about 10 minutes just to firm up. But before we do that, we're going to add some onto our cake pops. The reason why I'm doing that is because if you were to decorate this cake pop without this layer, then it'll dry out a lot quicker. When you add the ganache, it kind of has like a barrier, and it kind of closes all the moisture in, and your cake pop remains fresher for longer. And clean up the board and put that back into the fridge to set up. In the meantime, I'm going to start cutting out my stars. I've got some fondant here that I've coloured with the gold Americolor gel food colour. Running it against the counter so my edges are nice and sharp and there's no frilly bits kind of hanging off the stars. Makes them nice and neat. Now that my ganache is nice and hard, I'm going to add it into a piping bag and just alternating the colours so that when I pipe out, you get both shades showing through. For this, I'm using a 104 tip. To decorate your cake pop, make sure that the thick side or the fat side of your tip is on the cake, and just slowly start rotating the turntable. Then start your next layer just above where you left off, and continue your way up the cake. You'll find if you pipe quicker than your hand is rotating the cake, and you get a lot more bunches, like the frosting will start to bunch up, and it looks really nice that way. And as I make my way up the cake, I'm pointing my tip out more and more, so they look a lot more open. And while you can see a little bit of cake pop underneath, we can fix that later when the icing is nice and set. And just close it off at the top. Put it back into the fridge for about 5 minutes, and then we can start fixing it up. So if there's areas that are maybe a little too upways, we can just press them down and hide the cake pop, just like that one there we saw just there. Very easy fix. Then I've got my fondant stars here, hit it with a bit of steam, and that'll make them tacky. So I can put on the gold diamond, which is like a luster dust. It's by Cake Decorating, Creative Cake Decorating. It's one of my favourite dusts to use. It's got a kind of glittery sort of shimmer to it. It's really nice. Hit the other side with the steamer and make it tacky, and apply some more dust. And then pop those onto your cake pops. Some last added detail, I just added a couple of edible beads by Wilton. And then put those on however you like. I kind of went in a zigzag sort of pattern. And you're done.
How you make these really cute Christmas tree cake pops. They'll last in the fridge for about 3 to 4 days. Best eaten, obviously, straight away. You can play around with the colours. For example, the little beads on there, I added yellow, but you could add red instead to make it pop. Thanks guys for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time.
Stick into this little guy.
Gotta cut that bit up, that's okay. Looking good, looking moist. Beautiful and soft. The white chocolate ganache works really well with a vanilla cake base. Thanks guys for watching, and I will catch you next time.